All right. Back in the realm of the YouTube.
Oh, we're back live again?
Yeah, we are.
Jesus Christ.
I mean,
Cue Jason's phone dying.
I know, any second now.
In 3, 2,
1.
let's go.
All right. Well, Josh,
Let's start over.
let's definitely start over.
Yeah. Give me 1 second here. So anyway, we were talking about the mage that was going to give Dave tips because he was a better mage than Dave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah.
It was elite.
Just
Kept
like
telling
just
Dave LQP.
yeah, just like Dave needed drum lessons.
Hey, look, that dude stole cologne. So,
Bro, prove it.
it's not me who needs to prove it. He's the one who.
Without a shadow of a doubt.
Tell Gomez's stupid fucking beak having ass to prove that motherfucker stole cologne. That was the best thing that ever happened to our band was that guy, and now he's gone.
No,
and now the band's gone.
no, it's not the best thing. Do you remember a song called "Betrayal"? Dude, that shit was just terrible.
I mean, look, we had enough controlling interest in the band, dude. We could have just steered it any way we wanted.
We could
I'm just saying.
been like Lars Ulrich's dad and be like, I would just delete that. Like, just be done with
Or you
it.
could just be like, nah, I don't want your phone number.
Yeah, like you did. I can't, dude. That was so embarrassing.
I was like, what is he doing?
Yeah, he's like, hey, you guys, here's my number, and I was like, oh, got my phone out, getting it, and then Jason goes, nah, man, I'm good.
No, I'll wait to see how this pans out.
You literally said that, and I'm like, yikes, big fucking yikes, dude.
And apparently, Jason was he was a time traveler. He's from the future, man. He saw what was going to happen. We just didn't pay attention. We didn't listen to him.
I hopped in my sport drive.
Yeah.
All right, you guys ready for part 2?
Yeah.
Part 2.
Part 2. Let's go.
All right. Hello, and welcome to Three Guys and a Mic presents Star Trek Discovery, Season 3, presented by CBS All Access. I'm your co-host, the Human Dart, along with
Jason Tsunami.
And David Disaster.
Jason. Man, you sound like shit.
Are you reporting in from a submarine underwater?
From the fucking moon?
My computer crapped out with Discord. They had a falling out, and that you can go check that out. And
we can check that out in part 1.
Yeah, part 1 of part 2.
Yep, because you sounded good at first on that one, and then we just never heard from you again, dude.
Yeah, dude, I don't know what happened. It just I got disconnected.
And now you sound like a shitload of fuck.
But hey, you know what? You know what though? At least now you'll be able to read when you get your reading glasses.
Oh, yeah. Okay, Jason. So here's the good thing about part 1. Okay.
Yeah.
We got some feedback.
Okay.
About your recap early on. Yeah. Listen, the reviews aren't good, Jason. They actually said it was shit.
Well, of course it was shit. I mean, I only got through the first paragraph.
All right, listen, maybe let's rethink Bed Tango.
Okay, so sheet twister.
I hate it.
Yeah, horizontal polka.
Oh, I could do that. Anybody else got a suggestion?
No, that was it.
Bed dancing.
Heard you. Can we get something out of the 60s here?
Yeah. I mean, you could just said they were fucking.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, all right.
I mean, I can go that route if you want to just go bluntly.
Yeah.
All right, Jason.
Yes.
For the second time, hit us with that motherfucking recap.
All right. Well, we start this episode with Book and Burnham. They just got done fucking.
Oh,
that was nice.
Jeez.
That was also. I don't know. I feel like that was not good.
Jesus, Jason, could you have said something more tasteful like the Bed Tango?
I know, right?
They were fucking.
They were doing the fucking. All right.
Yeah, and we know it lasted for like 10 seconds. Yeah. But anyway, we don't want to go down that road again. Okay, so and Book astutely states what we already know, and that is that Burnham always has to save everything and solve the biggest, most dangerous puzzle of all time, the burn. Now,
Oh, at least we know the writers are conscious of all of that.
yeah, I when he says that, I feel like because this isn't the first time they've said it, and I'm starting to think like maybe it's a meme that they're just going with.
Like they're just trolling all the people that watch the show by like we're gonna break down the wall and throw it in here. Yeah.
Yeah. So that we can just admit it. Now, Burnham is conflicted. This little interlude with Book. She's pretty much when we talked about this in the earlier episodes, where she's conflicted in the fact that she had a year before Discovery showed up, and she's struggling now because she got a taste of, freedom. Like she didn't have to deal with authority. She didn't have to deal with rules. And she's getting to a point now where she wants to do what she wants to do, which is, in this case, solve the burn. And so her and Book are kind of talking as you would if you wanted to make plans, to go out on your own.
I feel like she should have already been able to decide that. I feel like a year is enough time to figure out. Yeah, I don't ever want to go back to be in a star.
I think she's gonna feel bad because she drugged all those motherfuckers through that wormhole.
Exactly. And technically, hasn't she technically served her obligation term for the Federation? I mean, it is 900 years later.
Well, she saved all sentient life. I think that qualifies as, she probably qualifies for early retirement, if nothing else.
I mean, she's done that like a dozen times.
Yeah.
I mean, what has she done for me lately? Has she saved the universe once this season?
Well, just give it another episode. It'll probably happen.
Now, after talking with Tilly, we're quickly confirming the point that there were microseconds of time in between some of the explosions on the ships, meaning that if they can find enough of these black boxes, we can triangulate the center of the burn and maybe solve it once and for all.
Dude, I thought there was going to be like a little bit more of a discrepancy in the time here. We're talking like .007 microseconds?
I think it's even, it's like, there's like at least 4 zeros, I feel like, in there.
When I was thinking this in my head, like we were talking about last week, I was like, okay, well, maybe like flip.
Right.
And now we're just talking like mass incineration, and like you got to go check the numbers.
Yep. Yeah. Which, I mean, it helps because I think one of our complaints that we had at one point was, wouldn't it be obvious if all these ships didn't explode at the same time? It's like, I think this was their way of saying, well, it probably wouldn't be obvious.
To the naked eye, they did.
Correct.
Yeah.
All right. So now this info is presented to the Admiral, and the information that Burnham needs through this conversation with the Admiral and Captain Saru is that the information that we need is going to be on a planet called Navarre.
Jason, tell him about Navarre. Tell him about it.
The planet formerly known as Vulcan.
Oh, shit.
Shit! Let's go.
Yeah. So apparently, now this was pretty cool. We find out that Spock was successful in reuniting the Romulans and the Vulcans. And now they share a world.
Yeah.
The Romulans didn't have much of a choice there, but...
Okay, now, look, I'm not going to lie. I'm not the biggest Star Trek fan as far as, geeking out. But I'm not going to lie, dude. I got a little emotional seeing Leonard Nimoy on the screen.
Yeah, I thought that was big time.
From Admiral Jean-Luc Picard's files, by the way.
Yeah, yep. So, I mean, I don't know, how did you feel in that moment there, Josh? Your thing.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I thought it was a great use of, some old Leonard Nimoy footage, and I think it just continues to. It did another good job of making Michael Burnham not seem like the same Michael Burnham that's been shitty for most of the series in this episode. Like Spock coming in, it was like That was like what The Rock was supposed to do for Roman Reigns in that Royal Rumble, you know?
Oh, that did not turn out well for Roman Reigns
No.
or The Rock. Actually, The Rock took a lot of heat from that.
Yeah.
But let's reel it in.
But Leonard Nimoy coming in is like I think he pushed Michael Burnham up another rung on the ladder for me.
All right. Now, when they're talking about Navarre, this finally does answer something that I had a problem with up to this point, and that was the fact that we somehow could not figure out another warp drive besides the lithium crystal warp drive.
Yep, you brought that up as an issue.
They were trying, Fossil. They were trying,
and they were close. They were the leaders in a new tech to replace the lithium drives, and when the burn happened, they blamed themselves. And
the goddamn Vulcans killed everybody.
I know. And eventually, they broke off from the Federation.
20-eared bastards.
Oh my god, dude, that's fucked up.
Because they felt like they were at the cause of this burn, and that the Federation, by pushing them as hard as they did, made them, it was not a good situation. Now, lucky for the Admiral, we have Spock's sister, and we slingshot right over to this planet, and hopefully we can get the data that we need to help Burnham solve the mystery of the burn. Now, shit goes sideways quick as this meeting dissolves into a meeting out of respect for Spock, but not wanting to really go any further than that. And in the last-ditch effort, Burnham invokes to call in Ket. Did I say that right?
Yes.
Thank you. Now, to force an audience to present her findings and hopefully get the data she needs.
Yep.
Now, the rest of the episode really revolves around this hearing in which we have 3 members of the Science Institute, and she is also assigned an advocate, the Shalakhanki? I don't remember exactly.
It's the nuns from fucking Picard.
Kawat Malat.
The truth bearers, who just
the ones who practice absolute candor.
Yes, who just happens to be, drum roll please,
tell them, Jason,
Burnham's mom.
Oh, she's back! Blah blah blah. Let's go.
I fucking hated that so much.
Oh, dude, what are you talking about? Now we know she didn't cause the fucking burn.
I mean, that is the positive. I do have some questions, and I'll say when we get to issues, we'll save it. I'm not a big fan of Burnham's mom being in this situation, but it does play out well.
Yes.
Now, the hearing goes about how you would expect. Burnham is trying to present her points, and basically the 3 members of Navarre are taking turns shutting her down and presenting the issues that they have with her evidence.
Correct me if I'm wrong, gentlemen.
It's really one guy.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but is it 1 Vulcan and 2 Romulans that are on that team?
One is Romulan, and I think the other one is like an intermediary.
I thought there were 2 Romulans and a Vulcan.
I think it's 2 Vulcans and a Romulan.
Okay, it doesn't matter. I was just curious.
But each of them has a different stance in their history. As far as like their political view, if you want to go that route.
Well, it gives a pretty clear understanding that although their 2 races are joined together here on this planet, they're not exactly united.
Yes, it's very, I wouldn't say fractured, but it's tenuous.
Yeah.
Okay, now just as Burnham thinks she's making some headway after a little bit of like an interlude where she has a talk with her mom actually kind of derails everything in this line of questioning that puts Burnham in a bad light. But in actuality, it's a ploy to get her to speak more of the truth, reveal more of her motives, and reveal herself as trustworthy enough to be given the data to begin with. Because they do not want to hand over this data for just the use of the Federation. Because they feel like the Federation will just further the technology that they had that ended up caused the burn.
Yeah.
Now, the problem really escalates within the 3 members to the point where actually Burnham has to abandon this attempt entirely just to keep their unification of the Romulans and Vulcans from falling apart. Now, recalling something that her mother had said earlier in the episode, Know Your Audience, Burnham's pleas do not completely fall on deaf ears, as the envoy that had come over initially from Navarre, well, she was moved. And she slips the data that Burnham needs to her mom, and then her mom, in turn, gives it over to Burnham, Lippity Black. Now, while this is all going on, there's a bit of a story that is going on kind of in the background, that Saru had tabbed Tilly to be the interim number one until a suitable replacement can be rooted out, and we get a really cool scene, a few scenes actually, between Tilly and Stamets, and then towards the end of the episode, we get most of the crew is in these
whoa,
four drives.
Fossil. Whoa, Fossil.
What?
Don't go stepping on Dave's fucking segment.
Oh no, I'm not getting too far into it. Just saying, most of the crew is there. We have this nice moment where everybody acknowledges that Tilly will be a good number one. Now the episode closes.
Jesus Christ, way to step all over it.
I know, dude. You crushed my shit.
Well, I mean, sorry. Episode closes, Book and Burnham in each other's arms, and Burnham basically telling Book she's not leaving the Federation, she's not leaving her crew, she's not leaving her friends, and that she's going to solve the burn with or without him. What a bitch. Fade to black.
And then, if he wants to keep doing the bed tango, he better stick around on the fucking starship.
Yep.
That's right.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the best episode of fucking Discovery of all time.
This is probably, I disagree, but this is probably a prediction thing. But do we think it's a matter of time before Book becomes a member of the Discovery, or do we think he is not going to be a
Dude, I'll tell you what Book needs to do. He needs to throw those deuces, because this bitch is not going to be trustworthy.
That's fucked up.
I think eventually. Look, I'm going to go with the happy ending here, the optimistic ending. The Federation flourishes, okay? And my man Book, because of all the help he's about to give to the Federation, they're going to give him a field commendation.
Okay. All right.
He'll skip the academy and just go right into the Federation. Not as a captain, but yeah, he's got a fucking transformer ship, dude. He ain't flying a real starship.
Dude, I want to see this thing turn into a fucking Megazord, Power Ranger style.
Yeah.
Fucking
Dave.
What? I got to talk about
Initial thoughts.
I got to tell you initial thoughts. I thought that this episode was like eating the best burger that you've ever eaten, except somebody slipped a little bit of shit in the mayo. And it's like
got an aftertaste.
It's just got this, like, it's so good, but then you have this aftertaste of like, somebody shit in my burger. And yes, they did. They did. No, I think that there are aspects of this episode that are like 10 out of 10 good, but there's like a couple of things for me that drag it down. So I think it averages out to be like an 8 out of 10.
That's false. That's totally false.
But I will talk. Go ahead.
I was going to say, my initial reaction, I liked the episode in totality.
Okay.
I think I just, after we kind of said what we've been saying over the last, every episode this season, well, I mean, except for like the first episode, or the second, I don't remember which one it was, where she didn't save everybody's fucking life.
Or the third episode, or the fourth episode? I mean, how far are we going to go here, Fossil?
I don't know. I can't even think of an episode she didn't save somebody's life.
No,
I still can't think of another one. But anyway, I have to accept the fact that the issue that I have with this show is Burnham. I like the character. I like the actress. I like what they're doing with this character. But I just need to go ahead and just accept the fact that every episode she's going to be the main person that's going to solve the problem or figure out who it was in the graveyard pretending to be a ghost. I mean, she's going to do the mystery solved every single episode. And in this episode, that was the issue. I mean, it's just, right off the top, they tell you exactly who she is, and you just got to deal with it.
Well, she's a graduate. She's a graduate from the Vulcan Science Academy.
I know.
Yep.
And the episode was good. I liked the callback that they had during this, as far as going back to Picard, as well as having Leonard Nimoy in it. So it was a solid episode. I liked it. I just got to get over the whole Burnham thing.
Yep.
Josh, you thought it was the best one ever made.
Dude, with like all the pieces of history that came up with it, right? With the Romulans and the Vulcans, changing the name of the planet Vulcan and Navarre, calling back to Michael's time as a Vulcan, getting to see that throwback footage of Spock. And just, look, I like courtroom movies, A Few Good Men, The Rainmaker, The Firm.
Yeah.
Right. Movies like that as well. And so kind of getting some of that aspect into Star Trek was really good. I like the interaction with, this episode checked all the boxes for me. There was no action in this episode, but just
it was good intrigue.
Yeah. I loved all the info and everything that came through in this episode.
And that was kind of like what I was referring to earlier. Like for somebody who's more into Star Trek, like when I watched this episode, I was like, I bet you Josh loves this shit.
Yeah, I was feeling the same thing when I was watching it.
Yeah, whereas I don't understand the ramifications of what's happening on screen, and I'm just kind of watching it as a casual fan. So, I knew you would like this episode more than me, and it's good that I was right.
Yeah.
So, Dave.
Yeah, let me talk about one of the greatest scenes in Star Trek Discovery history. Okay. Also, one that I
laid that pipe, right?
Also, one that I predicted. I'm just gonna put that out there. I predicted it.
Is that why it's one of the greatest scenes?
No, it's not. But it just so happens. I just wanted to make sure it was known, recorded, that I am the greatest predictor of shows. Just throwing it out there. Anyway.
I think I said last week they need to just go ahead and promote Tilly.
Sure. So anyway. The scene where Tilly gets, promoted to number 1. Now, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, I think this is a tentative basis for now.
We know where this is going.
But I imagine it's going to be, I predict it'll be permanent. But either way, we get a really heartwarming scene where... season finale. Okay. We get a really heartwarming scene where they're all kind of in the the spore drive room, and
say yes, Dave.
Yeah, say yes, and all the officers are there, and they're Tilly's like, look, you guys, because at this point Tilly hasn't confirmed that she was gonna do it or not. Saru basically put it down, offered it for her. And she was supposed
Tilly very smartly questions, like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, because Josh said last week, he said everybody on the ship pretty much outranks Tilly.
Yeah.
This would be unheard of.
So she gets the confirmation from all of them, like, hey, we would absolutely follow you. Like, we think you're a great leader. And they do the whole thing where they all say yes, and then Michael Burnham shows up a little bit late, and she goes, did I miss the say yes thing?
Yes, that was the best part of this. I know that you did disagree, but for me, that was the best part of this episode, and the reason why, that was the first time Burnham did something, and I was like, that was perfect. That was perfect.
Her saving everyone's life... That's not perfect, but
that's not perfect.
This joke was perfect.
Yeah, she goes, oh, did I miss the say yes part?
Jason, I was being sarcastic, but...
I was dying. I was laughing. Out loud. LOLing.
Oh my God, you're old. But no, there were some other good scenes here. I really did like the courtroom stuff. I didn't like some of the story, some of the kind of... the tropes that were there, but overall I thought the courtroom stuff was also really good. I was in. There was a lot to like in this episode, but just a couple of things I felt like could have been handled better. But overall, I thought it was a great episode. I thought it was very good. Anybody else got any scenes specifically that they want to call out that when you want to discuss?
Josh?
Like I said, man, for me, it's the whole episode. I mean, I found myself like, I didn't pick my phone up. I didn't pick my phone up the whole episode. Like, I was fucking dialed into this thing the whole fucking time. I don't have a single episode. I mean, I think the obvious choice is the one you already chose because, that was a good scene and it did something for me because my lone issue in this, if they didn't have a scene like that, was going to be Tilly being fucking promoted. But like pulling the whole crew together and having that kind of scene and everybody reacting that way, I thought that was a great way to put her over. And then she gave her first order, which I thought was good too.
Yeah, and keeping somewhat realistic. If it was us and like I said, and our group of friends, and one of us got promoted, we would have all done the same kind of goofy shit that they did, which was like, yeah, I'm gonna need a room with a view, and I'm gonna need 2 weeks of sick time, and it was the banter at the end was believable. So I thought it was like I said, that whole scene was just perfect. Good stuff.
I would talk. I mean, some oh shit moments.
Leonard Nimoy,
for sure, right? I mean, in particular, the title of this episode is also a little bit of an oh shit moment. This is a continuation of something that happened in the Next Generation. Dave, how far did you get when you were rewatching the Next Generation?
I'm trying to remember like some of the last episodes that I saw.
So this took place, I want to say it was like midway through. I forget what season it was, but so Spock shows up in Star Trek: The Next Generation.
So I did not get far enough to see Spock. I can tell you that.
So it's just like a quick crossover. It's not like he doesn't do a whole season. He just does like a 2-episode thing. But funny enough, those episodes are Unification 1 and Unification 2. And
so was 3.
Yeah, basically the gist of it is Spock, basically it looks like he defects from the Federation and goes to Romulus, and really what he's trying to do is his ongoing mission of getting Romulans and Vulcans together, and it kind of puts Picard in a bad spot because Picard has to kind of go after him, and then Picard thinks he's actually joining the Romulans, and it's this whole thing. But so anyway, it was kind of cool seeing Unification Part 3 and knowing everything that goes into that with Spock trying to put everything back together. So that was a little bit of a no shit moment. Hearing them refer to Navarre and then with the unveil that it's Vulcan. Oh man, that was a literally I'm sitting on the couch and I was like, oh shit. Like that's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
So that was a big one for me. And then when her fucking mom showed up, that was another oh shit moment for me. Just because I was, look, could we do this entire show without Michael Burnham's mom? Absolutely, we could. Like, I don't care about Michael Burnham's mom. I was just happy that she wasn't the thing that caused the burn. At least for now, we can at least feel pretty confident that she's not the one that did that or accidentally caused it or whatever.
And I do agree that her mom does qualify as an oh shit moment, regardless of whether I believe in that as a story element. It was a surprise. I was not expecting that to happen. So,
correct.
I will give it that.
When she pulls the hood back, and you're like, "Oh shit!"
It's Diamond Dallas Page. No, that's a different. Yeah. That's a different time that happened.
It was me, Austin.
Yeah. Oh my God, that was such a bad storyline.
Anyway,
favorite character. I'm going first. To me, easy. It's Tilly. I mean, come on. How can you not pick Tilly at this point? Her getting that promotion, finally getting the full-on recognition from everyone that she deserved, that she definitely deserved. She's been, she's had a lot of character development. I like the way that her character has been progressing. Now we get to see what she can do, with some real clout around the ship, some real power. So,
She's gonna wreck it.
Yeah, I do. I don't know if you were joking or not, but are you saying wreck it in a bad way or in a good way?
She's gonna wreck the whole ship into the side of an iceberg.
Jeez. Okay.
There's no icebergs in space, Doug.
Yeah, I think that's
Did
not
you ever
possible.
see Space Pirates? Ice Pirates or something?
Nah, dude, I watch good shit, so kind of avoid things like that.
Yeah.
Okay, Double Dragon.
Look, man, we haven't gotten there yet, bro. We have not gotten there.
Dude, don't give away the goods, bro.
Okay.
So
Super Mario Brothers, Double Dragon coming up.
So anyway, my vote is Tilly, or that's my pick for favorite character this week. What you guys got?
I'll go second. Dude, for the second week in a row, man. My girl Michael Burnham.
Wow, look at you.
She look, I think this might be more storyline based than it is Michael Burnham based, but again, like I feel like she is doing the things now that she should be doing. Like we should be seeing her step out of line a little bit in order to kind of make this stuff happen. Like the time she's done it before was just, I feel like it was just more reckless and trying to like paint this picture of Michael Burnham. Now I'm like, again, these 2 episodes in a vacuum, I think this is premier Michael Burnham. We've never had her be better.
Okay.
All right. It was a toss-up for me. I wanted to try and pick somebody different for a change, and I was going to go with Michael Burnham's mom.
Then you realize that'd be a terrible pick.
Yeah. So I am going with, and I don't have her name. I had it written down, but I don't know what happened to it. I don't have my glasses. The envoy, the main chick from the planet that used to be Vulcan.
Yeah, you're talking about the president of Navarre.
Yes.
Yep.
She was the only person in this entire episode that really wanted to listen. Like she was the only open-minded person trying to see both sides.
Well, that wasn't the only thing she was trying to see. She was trying to see Saru. I saw what was going on over there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Saru is a smooth talker and a smooth walker.
Dude,
anyway.
Dude, he walks like he kind of swims with his hands. I don't know if y'all noticed that when he walks. It's weird.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But she was the only one that.
It's Tarina is the name of the president.
Is that she actually wanted to hear what Burnham had to say. She actually wanted to hear what Saru had to say. She wasn't combative. She was put into a bad situation by Burnham from the start, but she also complimented her on the tactic. And then by the end, she's the one that Michael Burnham is able to reach through this little trial. And she's the one that ultimately makes the decision to give the data, not to be confused with data, to Burnham's mom, who then in turn gives it to Burnham.
But you think she wants some of Saru's, spine?
Whatever he has, I don't know what
his pants spine.
Oh my God.
That's what Dave's insinuating.
His love sausage.
Jeez.
His ganglia.
I don't like these words, dude. Kind of freaking me out.
Dave, least favorite character, go.
Well, I was sitting here and I was trying to find the character's name because I feel like we're terrible at naming people.
Oh, you want me to go then?
Do it.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. I'm trying to pull up this guy's name.
Bakar. The middle standing Vulcan at the hearing.
Okay, that's exactly who my pick was.
The guy who was giving her all the shit.
Dude was a total prick. Like he wanted nothing to do with being there. He wanted nothing to do with listening to her. Every single thing he said didn't really make sense when you take in like what I know of as far as like the way that Vulcans act. Like he could care less about listening to anything that came out of her mouth. The only reason he was there is because he had no choice. Like he was missing out on space checkers in the other room. Well, that was more important than listening to whatever Burnham had to say.
Well,
and and it was frustrating. It was just like, you just listen.
Well, let me add on to that because he's also my least favorite character. So and maybe you guys tell me if I'm overstepping here or whatever, but
You're overstepping.
yeah, my issue is that Michael Burnham, they don't argue because they kind of go through this as part of the trial process. They confirm, nobody denies that Michael Burnham is responsible for saving all sentient life. Now, I don't know. Again, I can't speak for everybody, but if you have somebody who is responsible for saving all sentient life, and if she didn't do what she did, that conversation, that whole meeting, that whole room, no one would be there. There would be no civilization because everyone would have been dead. You would think that, what? Normally on Navarre, we pretty much aren't going to share anything with anybody. But you know what? This is Spock's sister who time traveled nearly 1,000 years to save all sentient life as we know it.
She's like a Jesus figure.
You know what? Let's at least let her step into the science lab here where we have all this data. Let's at least let her take a peek, right? We can have it supervised. We don't have to actually give her a copy of anything, but let's let her take a quick peek and take a look.
I mean, she is a graduate of the Vulcan Science Academy, which makes her probably smarter than most people.
Yeah, I feel like you've said that at least 3 times so far.
I'm just saying.
I know.
Well, look, the thing was, and I think the reason I didn't go too deep into like what actually happened during the trial is because what you have happening is her presenting facts, and then 3 different people who all have a different position, then arguing amongst each other as to whether or not to let her see the information or not. And it was like with the car character, he stated a couple of times, like, we have proof that we are responsible. And it's like, okay, well, if you have proof and it's concrete, like, then what's the problem? Like, because you have the one guy that I think he was the Romulan saying, listen, if she can prove that it wasn't our fault, then we can stop freaking out about this.
Yeah. Then what are we talking about?
I just felt like there was a point there where when he says that we have proof, like it's without a doubt that we know we're responsible. Then it could have been, okay, well, I mean, then what's the issue?
Yeah, I mean,
he was just being a dick.
Yeah, I hope in the next episode that we, and I hope that we do, that we get, like, because ultimately they did end up sharing the info with her. So I hope we get some solid idea of what their theories were as far as what happened.
Yeah, like a rundown of what they thought.
Because she only found 3 black boxes. I wonder if they were able to
have more.
50 or 60 or whatever.
Well, I think a lot of their stuff too was pre-burn, right?
Yes. So they would have had, if I understood it correctly, they had these like outposts recording data that were setting up this new system that they were going to have for traveling.
SB-19.
Yes, and then I think like it was recording everything that was going on when all the burn happened.
Yeah.
So I don't know if there's black boxes involved, but I feel like the data that they can collect from those would be just like getting the black box. Or I could be totally wrong.
Well, we'll find out, I guess. So, but it's definitely curious. I definitely hope to find out soon. But well, let's jump into some issues. I'll go.
Oh man, I'll share an issue with you right now. Is I didn't even get to share my least favorite character.
Oh shit.
Yeah, we go off on a 10-minute tangent about your guy, and I'm sitting over here twiddling my fucking thumbs.
My bad, dude. I'm so sorry. Well, your least favorite character was the credits because you loved the episode so much.
Yeah, my my least favorite character is Dave right now. Go ahead, Dave. Let's go on to the next one. Let's go on to issues.
No, dude, I'm so sorry. Let's do your who's your least favorite character?
I don't have one.
Do you really not? Dude, just give me your least favorite character already. Stop fucking around.
Dude, it's fucking Tilly. She's underqualified to be the number one of this
God,
ship.
I hate you.
She's so underqualified. She has no confidence.
Josh, just say yes.
Let's go back and look at the history of number ones. Okay? James Kirk, he was a number one. Spock, he was a number one. Fucking number one, the main number one, Jonathan motherfucking Frakes. William Riker, he was a number one. Are you telling me,
Dude,
Dave?
I will.
Dude,
Are you telling me that Tilly is as good as Commander Riker? Is that what you're fucking telling me?
No, but Saru is also turning out to be a really
bad captain.
not very good captain.
Whoa. Hold the fuck on. We ain't talking about Saru right now.
Okay, well, I mean,
Dude, look,
And there will be no shit talking of Saru.
you don't want to know why Saru's a punk ass bitch?
Guys, I'm having internet issues. I gotta go.
Don't be old. So, no, here's my problem with Saru. Okay, if you're gonna bring
All
up.
right, well, let's just lead into issues here real quick.
Dude, correct me if I'm wrong, Josh. You are the fucking gatekeeper, the librarian of all things Star Trek within our universe here. Of three people. But correct me if I'm wrong. Isn't every other Star Trek show, series, or whatever, every other, the center of attention of that show, you could say the lead, if you want to, is the captain of whatever ship that show is following?
No, it's always the second in command, number one.
That's not true.
That is 100% true.
No.
Everybody loves the backup quarterback, Dave.
Okay,
No.
I'm not talking about what people love. I'm talking about what the show actually is geared around.
Oh, God, Dave. I'm already bored with your conversation here.
My point is, Saru is just not strong enough for him to carry this show.
So that's why he picks a weak-ass number one, make himself look better? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Saru.
I will say this. He's if we go with his first pick, which turned out to be a disaster, and Josh is claiming that his number 2 pick for his number 1 is a disaster. He's over 2.
Michael Burnham is not a disaster.
I mean, she disobeyed. She straight up deliberately disobeyed me. She deliberately disobeyed him twice.
Is that your Saru?
That's my Mufasa, motherfucker. You deliberately disobeyed me. I can't do James Earl Jones, okay? My voice is not good enough.
Michael Burnham is not a bad number 1.
No, she wasn't.
She's just a bad member of Starfleet. That's all.
What are you talking about? She saved sentient life.
I get that, but she's also just terrible at following orders.
I mean, she did get arrested and kicked completely out of Federation.
Whatever. What issues do we have with the show here?
The fact that they literally start the show. Look, in all seriousness, this episode was great. Okay, whatever I'm about to say, it's a total, cumulatively, of 3 or 4 minutes of the show that I have an issue with, and it starts with 12 minutes in, about almost exactly 12 minutes in. They literally say the line, Michael Burnham, we can't do this without Michael Burnham. And they immediately have to start they have to immediately go to Michael Burnham to solve the fucking problem of the episode, instantly. And
she's Vulcan, Dave.
Sure. And she's the sister of Spock.
It's the sister of Spock.
So, and I get it. I get why they have to turn to her. It makes sense within the context of this episode, and it ended up being it ended up being an interesting watch, right? I liked it, okay? I just have Michael Burnham fatigue at this point because the show is just not letting go of that. And you know what? Maybe I am the problem. Maybe I need to get over the fact this is just going to be Star Trek Discovery Michael Burnham edition. Like, that's just the show. Okay? And I need to accept the format of the show. But I'm just saying, I got a little bit of Michael Burnham fatigue. And then to cap it off, like, who is her helper? It's got to be her fucking mom. Like, it can't be anyone else. Like, they couldn't have somehow had it be some other descendant of somebody. I don't know. Like
what about Spock's like greatest?
That's honestly what I thought it was gonna be. I thought it was gonna be somebody like a distant relative of hers. It ended up being a relative. It just ended up being her mother. So
I'll say part of my issue. Okay, and this goes back to what I said in the beginning of the episode, is that I think I just need to start watching the show different, because along with Dave, and we've all discussed this about the Burnham issue, and I'm actually gonna piggyback on something that Dave just brought up. I think that the issue that I'm having is the fact that most every Star Trek show that you watch, the show centers around the captain and his crew and the ship, and in this, it revolves around the ship, the crew, and this single science officer, and it's weird, and like she is the most important person in all of the universe.
This sounds silly.
And so I feel like I just need to get past that and just let it go.
This sounds silly, but I almost wish that Michael Burnham was the captain of the Discovery. Like, in reality,
it would make it easier.
I think I would prefer that, but that, I don't know, though, that might change the whole show. But I mean, like, for me
now, I would like to. What I'm going to attempt to do for our audience, as well as just for our own sanity, going forward, I'm going to try to stop bringing up the Michael Burnham situation.
Yeah.
So the only other issue I had with this episode was just the casting of the Quamqualat. Did I say that right?
No, you didn't. But
Jesus Christ.
Anyway, being her mom, and the fact that they hug, it's a great situation. You're like, holy shit! Like, and the first question I would have said is like, how long have you been here? Like, what happened? But and they don't discuss any of that.
Yeah, we don't get that
at all. Like, how long has she been here? Like, my thing is like, okay, well, has she been here like years? Like months? It had like, what are the qualifications? Like, how was she even allowed to be on Navarre? Like, or become part of this secret order? Like, I just felt like there was questions. Like, if it was my mom, I'd have been like, how long have you been here? How did you become this? Like, you were a brilliant, on the edge scientist back in the day, and now you're this. Like, what happened? Like, all of those questions would have been the first thing that I asked. It would have had nothing to do with any of the trial that I was about to go through, because it's your mom, and just none of it was brought up. That was my only issue with the episode.
That's fine. Josh, I feel like we've lost you on this. I feel like you're just done with hearing us complain about the same stuff every week.
I have no issues with this episode. This is the best fucking episode of Discovery of all time. So,
and that's good. That's good.
Hey, man.
I'm glad.
Sticks and stones, man. You guys are going to hurt my feelings.
Like I said, it was a really very good episode.
Well, we've talked a shit ton. So, Josh, I'll let you head up this last little section here. Like, what do you have any predictions or things you want to see going forward in the next few episodes?
I mean, I kind of want to get through this burn thing. Like, I realize that this thing's probably going to draw out for the entirety of the show. Yeah, but I would love to get to I would love for the next episode or the one after that be like, I got it. I know what caused it, and it was this, and now we're going to spend the next episodes going after this thing, going after this guy. right? Or this bad thing. So
I think that's what this show really needs, is a central focus that is something that you can go fucking attack.
Well, you need a big bad, right? You need an antagonist, right? Because we had a good one with season 2, and there's really not a bad guy in season 3. Like, there's no.
So that's what I feel like. It's gotta come soon.
No, I agree with you, Josh. I think that would be good. Like, we figure out the burn within the next couple of episodes, and
or
then
at least the central point.
And then we find out, oh, it was the Klingons. Yeah, I'm just throwing out something. And it's like, okay, we're gonna go fucking destroy all the Klingons or whatever it is, right? Like, I agree with you. I think that the show needs a direction that it can go forward on, instead of all of this like just guessing. Like, oh, we don't know shit. Because really, if you think about it, they know just barely more than what they did like 2 or 3 episodes ago. Like, they don't really know that much more yet. So
I feel like the Vulcans feel pretty strongly that they have the answer to what happened with this SB-19 data. So I'm hoping, like, the data they have plus everything she's been able to put together plus just her super massive brain can solve what happened and then get them focused on going after what caused it.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see. Jason, what do you got?
It's going to be the Borg.
Oh, God. Josh will fucking quit on this show if it was the Borg.
How much would you hate that?
Yeah.
I hope, and I think we've said this, I hope it's something original. Like, I hope it's not the Borg. I hope it's not Control. I hope it's not
the Klingons.
Something that we've already rehashed a million times. Like, I hope this is something where I hope it's no shit.
Yep.
That's what I'm hoping for. And so, like, I hope that Book throws the deuces and splits. And
I like Book, though.
So do I. But I mean,
Book's been awesome so far.
He has, but at this point, like, he's just an accessory to Burnham now.
Well, we'll see.
So, we'll see. But I hope we get like an oh shit reveal on who caused the burn, or at least who we're going after. And I like I said, I hope it's not something that's kind of like been retreaded. And no more time traveling.
Yep. So. I don't have any predictions or anything. I don't feel like we've been given enough information for me to make any type of solid prediction or anything. But I do like what Josh said going forward. I do hope, I hope this burn thing is not. I hope it's not the season finale. It's like, oh, we've just figured out the burn, and it's the last episode.
It was the Borg.
Or it was Spock himself somehow. Who knows? Like,
oh, Jesus Christ, Dave!
It was Michael Burnham.
Yeah, it was Michael Burnham. I found another time machine and I caused the burn again. I don't know. No, I hope it's not dumb. That's all I care about. But we'll see. We'll see.
We got a new episode coming here in a couple days since we're doing this episode a little bit late here. So.
Yep. So we'll find out soon. But guys,
happy belated Thanksgiving and all that jazz.
Yep, guys, I think we completed another episode of this podcast. Absolutely.
And we're halfway through the first YouTube.
That's true. Well, guys, for those of you in YouTube land, I'm sorry,
stick around.
Stick around. In podcast land, have a good one. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Live long and prosper.
All right. Good
now
stuff.
We're on to the next one.
Jesus Christ, dude, y'all are so boring with these issues. There's no issues in that episode.
Dude, fuck you. That shit was good, dude.
Whatever, dude. I fell asleep over here.
Dude, you're just over here just beating it because you just love this episode so much, dude.
I'm just over here rolling my fucking eyes, dude.
Dude, I could tell when you went straight up dark. You were just like
dark 30.
Dude, I was just like, I haven't heard Josh speak in about 3 minutes. He is definitely muted.
Yeah, and I'll say this, like I said, I going forward, like I want to not talk about Burnham anymore.
No, I
'Cause
agree.
I just have to accept the fact that this is the way this show is, and it's just beating the dead horse.
All right, here we go. Star Wars.
Yeah,
I got thoughts. I got issues.
it's good.
Let's go.
Go, Dave. Pull it, Dave. Dave, go.
All right, guys, we ready or what?
Wait on you.
We've been waiting on you for 10 years, Dave.
Dude, I had to go get me some water. I just didn't want to say nothing. Your mom's came over, and I was just like, I had to go figure that out. What's the name of this show again?
Mandalorian.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Go.
Hog shit.
All right, man. I mean, look, I don't want to stay up all night. All right.
So let's go. I got to get up at 4:30.
Can you shut up so I can speak? God damn it.
Hey.
Hello, and welcome to Three Guys and a Mic presents The Mandalorian Season 2 on Disney+. I am your co-host, David Disaster, alongside...
Jason Tsunami.
Grogu?
Oh, also known as the Human Dart.
Oh, yeah, the human dart. Hey!
What's up, everybody?
What's good?
Jesus Christ, it's like late.
It is late. You know what else is... Well, no, I was going to make a joke, but it's terrible.
Your mom's late?
Yeah. Grogu, huh? What do you guys think of that? Initial reaction on Grogu.
Can I offer Nogu?
dude, I feel like is this gonna be the new thing where you just take a word and just add goo to the end of it, and that's gonna be how you talk now?
God, dude,
no goo?
No goo. Stupid goo.
Oh, God.
Oh, dude. Listen. Look, man. I'm really enjoying The Mandalorian. And I feel like this episode of The Mandalorian was like the total opposite in some ways of the episode of Discovery, where Discovery was like all story. And this one had some fucking awesome action scenes in it.
Oh, I loved it. This might be... I feel like I say this every week, or I've been saying this every week for like the past 2 or 3 weeks, but this has been... I think this is my favorite episode of the season so far.
No, Dave, that's false.
What, last week's was better?
This episode was okay.
Nah, you're dumb as fuck.
No, I'm not, dude. I found myself like not even like I openly say oh shit when I'm watching Star Trek. Like in this episode, I was like,
see, this is...
You hear that total silence just now? That's how I'm like.
Yeah. Okay, so like this goes to exactly what we were talking about on the Star Trek episode, where there was lore involved that a casual person might not know, but it was a big deal for Dave.
Oh, you bitches didn't watch Clone Wars.
No, but I...
No.
There's some other shit.
Yeah, there's some other stuff that went on.
Now,
you want to just go
Well,
ahead and do it
Jason, why don't you tell me about it? Why don't you tell me about this other shit that went on?
Oh, you want me to just go to the recap?
Give me the fucking recap, Jason.
All right. Well, this fucking episode was called the Jedi. Now,
Oh,
little foreshadowing.
yeah,
Although she's not a Jedi, but go ahead.
Anyway, we waste absolutely no time this week busting up all the predictions that we had from last week. Well, mostly me. That we would have Ahsoka Tano being like undercover, or that Mando would have to try and figure out where she was or whatever. No, she is front and center right from the word go. Now, we are on the forest planet or Corvus, and Ahsoka Tano.
God, dude, you are terrible at names.
I am, dude. I am. Lucky I know your name.
Just say fine-ass Rosario Dawson.
Yeah, Rosario Dawson is confronting Imperial Magistrate Morgan Elsbeth. How's that?
I don't know. Dude, I'm just going to let you botch all this shit, dude. I don't care. Who cares, dude?
Ruler of the city of Calodan.
Can you say Grogu?
Not yet.
He's going to be like Grugo?
Grogu?
Gugon?
And her lieutenant, Lang. What a name. Anyway, after some cool dual-wielding lightsaber action and the death of about a dozen troops.
Bro,
Osaka,
talk about... I love the white lightsabers, by the way. I thought that was good.
Different.
That's an oh shit moment for me later.
Anyway, so Rosario Dawson makes it to the front gates and gives her 1 day to surrender and divulge her master's location.
Foreshadowing.
Now, the following, basically telling her, you got until tomorrow. Now, who would, of course, show up but the Mandalorian and the child arrive on the said planet, Calodan, and are taken directly
Is it the child goo?
Stop. I've already want to vomit.
to the magistrate, who offers the Mandalorian a solid Beskar spear in exchange for killing Osaka Tano.
No, Rosario Dawson. Just call her Rosario Dawson.
Rosario Dawson. Now we are presented with the visual during this little situation with the magistrate and Mando that this magistrate Morgan is a real bitch, and these people are living what we'd call like a feeble existence.
Yep, and Kyle Reese ain't helping them either, dude.
Yeah,
Oh, dude, I was gonna save that. You fucking knew it was Michael Bean, huh?
Of course I knew it was Michael Bean, dude. That dude looks like rolled up dog shit, though, man. He
did.
He is not looking well.
Oh, dude, Johnny fucking Ringo, man.
The guys from the future in Terminator.
Dude, I know.
Oh, man.
Anyway, so Mandalorian doesn't take long. He tracks down Rosario Dawson in the forest, and after a quick exchange of lightsaber and Beskar steel.
Oh, dude, that was a great little fight.
It was. I was kind of. It's good in this situation that it now tells you how strong Beskar steel is. And he tells her that, listen, stop. Bo-Katan sent me specifically to come find you. Now, Sakatano meets the child and communicates to him using the Force somehow. They have this mind transfer. They're talking through the Force mentally. Now, she reveals that the child's name is Grogu.
Now, but like not Grow first name, last name Goo. It's Grogu.
Yeah, I'm not making that up.
Yeah, insert groan here.
Yeah, and that he was raised and trained as a Jedi at the Jedi Temple on Coruscant.
Coruscant.
I know. I'm just saying it wrong just to get you now.
By many masters.
Yes. Now, after the fall of the Republic, Grogu.
Why are you have the pause there?
is evacuated from the Jedi Temple and has been suppressing his powers over the years to survive. Now, Sakatanu refuses. Sorry,
Grugo was trained by Mace Windu and Master Yodu and fucking and fucking Ewan McGregor. Yeah.
I can't breathe.
Yeah. Stupid.
Anyway. This bitch refuses to train him.
Why she gotta be a bitch?
Wary of the path Grogu could take due to his attachment to the Mandalorian and the fear and anger inside him. Now, the consequences of which she has seen before. Now, this is a reference to Darth Vader or Anakin.
Yes, Anakin. Yes, Anakin was her master prior to Anakin turning into fucking batshit crazy child killer Darth Vader.
Yeah, mass murderer.
Yes. She was his Padawan. She was Anakin Skywalker's Padawan.
Looking back on this, Darth Vader would have made a good teacher for Grogu as much as he likes to kill children.
No.
Now, wait, why would that make him a good teacher? I think Grogu would have just died.
They have something in common.
Because Grogu likes to eat children.
Oh yeah, I guess.
Darth Vader just goes and chops them up.
What do you mean you guess, Dave? That motherfucker was popping them eggs in his mouth nonstop.
Yeah. Her brood.
I mean, bro, you have omelets all the time, dude.
Stop
playing.
Dude, talk about fucking Grogu by eating those eggs.
I can barely hear Jason as it is because of his shitty quality microphone. And you're talking over him, Josh.
Okay, so anyway, what was that? Anyway, the Mandalorian proposes that in exchange for helping the Sakatano confront Elsbeth, she will train Bob.
She lied.
Now,
she lied.
Yeah. Ahsoka storms the city the next morning, as she foretold. Playing that. She basically, she storms the city, and then she plays this that she killed the Mandalorian.
Yeah.
And that she was there to take the city, killing all the guards. We see that Mando shows up and starts freeing the citizens.
Yep. Fucking battles Kyle Reese and takes that motherfucker out.
Yeah. Now, as we get to this really gets going on. Rosario Dawson goes on, and she's going to have a showdown with the magistrate. And what we have is the Mandalorian kind of in the town, and they're separated by this inner wall. So you have the Mandalorian on the outside with Lang and a set of troops, and you have Rosario Dawson with the magistrate inside her little compound. Now, when we get to the end of the line here, and Mando has taken down, the troops, and then he's taken down these two battle droids, we get a pretty cool scene here where Mando and Lang in this very Western showdown.
He ain't your Huckleberry.
No. And he tries to lull the Mandalorian to a false security, and he still gets beat.
Yeah.
Dude, it doesn't even seem difficult.
He gets drilled right in the face.
Dude, it was over pretty quick. Now, Mandalorian kills Lang, and while Sakatanu engages in a duel with Elsbeth, she beats her. And she has her in the death grip or whatever, and she forces her to divulge the location of her master. And this is where we get a big reveal.
Huge fucking reveal.
She wants to know the location of Grand Admiral Thrawn.
Man, I fucking stood up and I was fist pumping.
Did you get hard, Dave?
Dude, I'm still hard. I gotta call a doctor because shit's been lasting for 5-6 days.
I don't know who Thrawn is.
That's okay. I'll help you out.
Now, we assume that she got what she wanted. We don't hear anything on screen, but you just assume. Assume what you will. Now, following Caladan's liberation, the Mandalorian prepares to leave Grogu like arranged, but she still refuses to train him. And she notes that the Mandalorian has become like a father to Grogu, and that he should take the child to the ruins of the Jedi Temple on Tython.
Tython, which both of you guys should actually know the name of that planet.
Where Bob may be able to call out to another Jedi through the Force. The Mandalorian and Bill depart.
You keep calling this dude different names.
Who?
Nobody, dude. Just
Bob Goo?
Yeah.
Bill Goo?
That's right.
Let's get through this.
Okay,
I'm through with this.
That's pretty much for you. Initial thoughts, Josh.
I was enjoying this episode until we figure out this fucking kid's name is Grogu. And then I was wrapped up in the fact that his name is Grogu, and it's stupid.
Okay.
I agree.
All right. So,
But Rosario Dawson was fantastic.
Would you say that she was fine ass Rosario Dawson?
Oh my god, I'd like to do some things with those tentacles on top of her head, bro.
Jesus. All right. So, yeah.
All right.
That's right. Segue. Dude, my initial reaction was, man, what a fucking lore dump this episode was, and the implications of what was discussed here. I mean, the fan theories are on the internet are already abuzz, like as far as some of the possibilities with what we learned in this episode. So I'll save some of it, but my initial reaction is it's just like, wow, it's just so good. I agree that what you guys said earlier. This did exactly for me what the Star Trek episode of this week did for Josh. Like, it's the exact same idea, like with what was talked about.
Yeah.
Well, let's see.
It was a good episode.
Yeah, I liked the episode. It was. I don't know if it's my favorite episode of the season. Only because, like I said, there's whether we got some info dump, lore dump, whatever the dump was, it was either a dump of good stuff, or like Dave likes to say, a dump of bad stuff, or some stuff. You got stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So if this plays out and some of the tidbits that we got in this actually pan out into something bigger, then we'll look back on this episode a little bit differently. At least I will. But it was a very good episode. I really enjoyed it. We actually had lightsabers. I didn't even think we were going to have real lightsabers in this series whatsoever.
I didn't either.
So I loved it.
Yeah, I thought it was
a
really
great
good.
episode.
So
got some scenes, Dave?
Best scenes. I guess there's two. I liked the whole the kind of lore dump that we got with Grogu. Not necessarily his name, but I liked that we learned. Well, I mean, for me, I liked that we learned his name. I liked that we learned of where he came from, that he was on Coruscant, that he was trained by the Jedi Masters that were there. We learned that he was taken and like kind of, quote unquote, rescued. Before Anakin just killed everybody and went crazy with Order 66. So there's some intrigue there. And obviously I like the fight sequence at the end, like when there were, Mando and Ahsoka are taking the town. I thought that whole sequence was really well done on both of the fights, both Mando's kind of solo fight and Ahsoka's solo fight.
Question
Yeah.
for both of you. Which fight did you like better?
I think I like the Mando Rosario Dawson fight.
Oh, okay. Well, I meant like him and Lang or her and the Magistrate.
Oh, the Magistrate.
Because the other one, that was real quick.
I like the Magistrate with Ahsoka and the Magistrate.
Yeah.
I think I like the Mando and Lang better. And this is going to sound really stupid, and that's fine. Dude, the sound that lightsaber makes when it hits the Beskar steel, was like nails on a chalkboard for me.
No,
like
I liked it. I thought it was cool.
I was hoping that fight would end quickly, so I wouldn't have to keep hearing that sound.
You can just mute it.
Yeah, but I mean, I think I liked the actual the old Western style standoff a little bit better.
Yeah, I mean,
any other things?
Not for me, though. Those are the main ones for me. Actually, the opening scene where they kind of introduce Ahsoka is also really good.
That's my favorite scene.
Yeah, I was surprised that that's how we got that. Like, I would have bet almost anything on my predictions last week that we were not going to get her, for lack of a better phrase, like loud and proud Jedi just going to town, not in hiding.
And just doing some of the fucking cool, like, action movie tropes of, like, firing up her lightsabers where you could see her face when she was hiding behind a guy and shit like that. That shit was so good.
Oh yeah.
chopping the tree in half and then it's sliding off slow.
Oh, dude, when
Yeah.
like when she would turn off her lightsaber to kind of disappear in the
Yep.
fog and the smoke or whatever. No, I loved that opening sequence was so fucking good. She was like basically like a Jedi assassin.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, she was.
Yeah.
That's what
I mean,
they.
that was an oh shit moment for me. Was just seeing like the white lightsabers.
Yes, I thought that was awesome. Yeah, Jason, they need to have Assassin's Creed Jedi Knight. That's what you. I feel like you'd be all over that shit. By the way,
Is that so? This is the first time, and this is the first time we've seen a lightsaber, right?
in Mando,
Yeah, in the
yes.
show.
Yeah, and Mando
If
all
you don't-
together.
If you don't count the dark saber, which I don't know if it's exactly like the lightsaber. Or not.
No, the darksaber, I believe, is a vibroblade, which is not. I could be wrong, but I don't think it's technically a lightsaber
Okay.
in the strict
I
sense.
did learn that the trace element used in a vibroblade it works like an opposite magnet towards a lightsaber.
Okay.
So it's not that it's meeting force with force, but it acts as like an opposite reaction to the forces that are making a lightsaber work.
Okay.
And it's a very, very rare element or metal.
Yeah, it's described as a black bladed lightsaber.
Oh, okay. Well,
Never mind.
I remember from the Clone Wars show that was on. I thought they described it as something a little bit different, but I could be wrong there. It's been a while since I've seen any of those episodes. So, oh shit moments. I have a few, but I want to let y'all get a chance to go first.
So the white lightsabers for sure for me was cool, and then fucking Michael Biehn, man, popping up,
Doing
fucking
work.
Johnny Ringo. Yeah, man, I was like, that was the first time where I was like, oh, fuck yeah, man. They've got like that's the good thing about fucking Mando, man. They got great casting in this show. Sasha Banks, Rosario Dawson, Michael Biehn, Timothy Oliphant. So. Just another good cameo in a string of other good ones.
Yeah, Jason.
Don't forget Apollo Creed.
Yeah, but I mean, he's like a character in the show.
Yeah. There was a lot of different parts as far as like the fact that we learn that I don't know, baby Timmy was being trained as a Jedi on Coruscant is a big deal.
Yeah, it is.
That was an oh shit moment. And
I have issues with that.
That's fine. And then just the mention of Thrawn and the possibilities was another like oh shit moment.
Yeah, that was big. That was my biggest oh shit moment of the episode. Josh, Grand Admiral Thrawn. So, I'll go super brief because I could talk about him a lot, but I'll just go very brief. So Grand Admiral Thrawn, prior to Disney purchasing Star Wars, you had what it was then called the extended universe or expanded universe of Star Wars novels and extra shit. It's now known as, or a lot of it is now known as Legends because it's not canon anymore. But when it was canon, Grand Admiral Thrawn was like the bad guy in what is very much considered like the best Star Wars trilogies of books that kind of began the expanded universe. And they took place after Return of the Jedi, like 3 years after Return of the Jedi, 3 or 5. It wasn't very long. And yeah, he was the go-to bad guy. He was created by the writer Timothy Zahn, and he was one of the few, if only, Grand Admirals that survived after the Emperor died, and basically the Empire was crumbling. So anyway, he was the kind of big bad back then. But he was so popular after Disney bought out Star Wars. He's one of the few Legends characters to actually make it back into real canon. So Disney has brought him back. Timothy Zahn has written a new trilogy of books about Thrawn, which with slightly different time period, and he still is a Grand Admiral, but some of his obviously his story is a little different, and all that. And then there's a new series of Thrawn books that are gonna even more go into Thrawn's backstory. But he's a Chiss. That's the species that he is, which is he's all blue. He's got red eyes. He's a masterful tactician. Basically, imagine Sherlock Holmes and Moriarty combined. He's not the type of.
And he's a villain.
Yeah, he's a villain. He's not the type of. Whereas Darth Vader kind of ruled with an iron fist, and he was just gonna beat you with the Force. The Emperor was just gonna he was gonna overwhelm you, and really didn't think much of the rebels. Thrawn spent a lot of his time just being one step ahead.
He was like a master tactician.
Yeah, he was just almost never, very rarely ever lets his opposition get ahead of him. He's always thinking ahead, and he's like it. The fact that his name was mentioned, and the possibility of him being in this show, I mean, he would be the ultimate big bad. But because of how big of a deal he is, I actually don't think we're gonna see him in The Mandalorian.
So what you're telling me is like Discovery has no big bads, and Mando has too many big bads.
Yeah. Well, I just think Thrawn is such a big deal that I don't think he would warrant his own show, but I just don't imagine.
I think they're just like throwing names out there, like you see that quick snapshot of Boba Fett in the first episode, and you're like, oh shit, Boba's coming, and now there's no Boba.
I think what they're using this to do is they're kind of using this to
answer a lot of questions
that fans have wanted.
This kind of goes into like some of the issues that I have with the episode.
But Thrawn is a big deal, and if we do get him at all, he is going to be like, if we find out that he's somehow behind, like if he's like
if he's Moff Gideon's
superior. I mean, dude, Mando does not stand a chance. Like, no joke. I'm not even trying to be silly about it. Like, there's no way the Mandalorian is going to be able to get one over on Grand Admiral Thrawn. It's just not going to happen. So,
all right,
we'll see what happens with that. That was my biggest oh shit moment. I'll leave one of my other ones for predictions because it kind of ties into with that.
Jason, who's your favorite character?
Grogu.
I mean, Bill. Goo. No, this episode was really like evenly distributed. Like, you didn't have one person like carrying the show, and even in this instance, simply based on the scenes that I like the best, I'm still going to go with The Mandalorian, even though it's a cop-out, because there's so much good in this episode. But I loved the scene with him in the town, and the showdown he had with Lang. That was great. And even the other parts that weren't like with the action sequences, but the dialogue and the interaction he has with Gugu, what's his face, when he's doing the like, let's see how powerful he is in the Force. That shit was fucking funny as hell. So it's Mando again.
Josh, you want to go next, or you want me to go?
Mine's going to be the chalk pick as well. I feel like Mando's back this week, being the best character, and I think this was a good episode for Mando because it showed that he's not just a weak piece of shit. Like it looked like whenever he was rolling around with the other three Mandos, like he went face to face with a fucking Jedi. You know, he came up with a good plan and invading the town, took on fucking Johnny Ringo, shot him in the head just like Doc Holliday.
Yep.
So I thought the Mando was in return to form this week.
Dave, if no, or either one of you, if Johnny Ringo hits the ground and he's twitching, does Mando go over there and say something like, well, "Would you just shit your pants?"
You know, Daisy at all.
Yeah, dude, I'm going to Sakatano. I mean, I thought that character brought something. To
That's the first time we see that character as a live action character.
Correct.
Yeah.
Which is a huge deal. I have only seen a handful of episodes from Clone Wars. So I cannot say that I was as hyped up about her. Like, I recognize that was a really big deal for a lot of fans. It's unfortunate. I wish it meant as much to me as it did to a lot of other people. But I still thought that I have never seen a Jedi, that opening sequence where she's kind of just assassinating these fucking troops. I've never seen really a Jedi like that on screen before. Disney's never really, Disney or George Lucas has never really portrayed Jedi that way. And I thought that was great. I hope we get another showing, but I don't think that we're going to get another. I don't think she's going to show back up again, but we'll see. But yeah, she's going to be my pick.
It seems like everybody in here is doing one and done, but I feel like he's like building just like a team, basically. That's all going to show up in the last couple episodes.
I think we could get a show up at the very end, like the very last episode.
Endgame?
Yeah. Like look, he's got to go against Moff Gideon. Man, who do I have that can help me? Oh, well, you got the Marshal, and you got fucking Carl Weathers and Gina Carano, and you got Ahsoka Tano,
and you got
you got the three Mandos, Boca Raton or whatever, Bo-Katan.
You got John Leguizamo. You could bring him back.
Yeah, he dead.
I'm pretty sure he's dead.
Yeah, he is super dead. Oh, I meant like the actual. You just bring John Leguizamo, like no makeup. You just bring him on.
Okay.
But, oh my god! What about least favorite characters?
I'll let y'all go first.
Go ahead, Josh. I think I know where you're going with it, but if you want me to go first, I'll go.
Go ahead.
It's going to be this thing that they call Grogu.
That's not what I was going to pick.
That's the dumbest thing ever. So he gets my pick. Forget the shitty name.
I'm going to go with Jon Favreau.
What the fuck?
For giving him that shitty name?
For giving him that shitty fucking name. Fucking Jon Favreau has orchestrated the single best thing in the Star Wars universe of all time. For me. I know that's not the popular sentiment for a lot of people. But for me, I've enjoyed this more than anything else Star Wars. Look, I watched episode 9 for the first time ever. It was like 2 weeks ago.
And it was meh. Yeah.
Like Mandalorian, like I'm looking forward to to Mandalorian coming out every week. And so that was certainly disappointing. I mean, look, what could possibly have made it better? A better name? I don't know. But man, who was sitting around in the room saying,
exactly,
guys, I got it. It's motherfucking Grogu.
And somebody was like, boom, that's it.
Yeah.
I think that's the thing that gets me is like, these things all have to get approved. So you know that there's a team of writers that are sitting around a table going, okay, well, we need to think of a name.
Yep.
And there was probably 100 names said, and nobody was like, it didn't click for anybody. And then somebody said Grogu, and somehow that shit stuck to the wall.
Yeah.
I mean, look, they could have called up George Lucas and been like, look, man,
dude, we need a name.
What you got? And he could have been like, well, I just I've always wanted to use Grogu as a name for a potential Yoda species. And then they were like, all right, George, we'll give you this. And that was it.
All right. Are you sure? And he's like, yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
that's fine. I really just felt like that'd be a good name. and do it. And that was it. It was done.
Done.
I get it. But my least favorite character is going to be Lang, a.k.a. Johnny Ringo, a.k.a. Kyle Reese.
Dude, how could you pick Michael Biehn?
Because that dude is fucking terrible. He tried to like slow play the Mando. The Mando's staring right at him. Like dude, I'm looking at you.
He waits until his hand goes away from his sidearm.
I don't know. I just like, dude.
How dare you pick Michael Biehn?
Dude, he just got fucking Michael Beaned in his head, dude. He was done. He's fucking dead, dude. And like, he just makes him look like a bitch.
Is that the first time we see a shotgun style blaster?
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, I guess the bowcaster from Chewie is close, but that's a crossbow. So
I was about to say it's kind of actually not a shotgun at all.
I meant like, yeah, I got what you're saying.
Fucking idiot.
You're stupid. That's why you picked Jon Favreau, not even a fucking actor or character in the show.
He's not an actor? He's not an actor? Why don't you go watch the goddamn Avengers, Dave?
You know what, dude? Maybe I will.
Or how about you go watch Rudy, motherfucker?
You know what I meant. He's not an actor within this show. He does not act on screen here.
Or how about you go watch Swingers, motherfucker? Or The Replacements? Let me take you through Jon Favreau's entire IMDb real quick. Hold on.
Can you please not? Can you please don't? Jason.
What?
What issues do you have? Did you have a least favorite character? Did you already pick that? Did I fucking pass you up?
Yeah, he picked fucking Goku.
It was Tony.
Okay.
Yeah,
give me your issues.
My issues is Josh alluded to it a little bit. Are we getting characters that are extremely important only for the sake of like fan service?
I feel like 100%. Or I feel like it's 90% fan service, 10% just so that they can maybe set it up for some future event or future like extended universe thing.
Yeah, because I feel like we're not going to get anything to do with Thrawn whatsoever.
No, he's too big of a character. You won't get him. Boba Fett. We're like what 5 episodes away from that, dude. That shit was never. We're never coming back to that.
He left the planet and like he just left his ass there. And he's like, "Hey man, you got my." He's gone. He's gone too far. I can't get him.
Yeah,
I don't even have his armor. Who gives a shit? It's gone.
Yeah. And I just feel like we're kind of getting some of this, and even in this episode, I don't think we're going to get Ahsoka Tano ever again.
No, we're not.
And if you're right, and these things are just being placed so that fans know that these people exist still, because the deal with doing things like this is like, I don't want to try and get my hopes up that we're going to see Boba Fett, that we're going to see Thrawn, or we're going to see something happen, going forward, and then just it never fucking happens. So, like, I do feel like this is more fan service in a situation where what can we put to rest? And then we can incorporate it into this show.
Yep.
And I think that's kind of what they've done. And it's kind of an issue because I don't know exactly how I feel about it. I'm just trying to set myself up for the fact that these are just like name drops, and that's all we're going to get.
Yeah.
And I guess I can deal with that. And then I'm not even going to go into the Grogu thing.
Aside from the name Grogu, I would like to go into a Grogu point though.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. So we discover that he's being trained by Jedi Masters on Coruscant, right?
Yeah.
Coruscant.
Yeah, Coruscant. So, okay. So we know this motherfucker's got powers.
Yeah.
Okay. What's the holdup? Use the powers, bro.
He's a child. Do you not understand that?
Well, okay,
No.
so here was the problem that I had.
No, I don't
And-
understand that, Dave.
And it's right in line with what Josh just said. Like, Mando couldn't even get this fool to put the red cord where the blue cord went. And this guy was getting trained by Jedi Masters.
Yeah.
Like, he can't even talk. Like, you say Grogu, and he just goes, huh? Like,
But he can
say
use
what?
his stupid force powers to unscrew the goddamn knob off the fucking shifter.
Yes, because he is a fucking toddler.
But he can't plug in a goddamn cable?
Dude, clearly, Josh, you have not fucked around with kids, dude.
Clearly, Dave. I will never be doing that.
Because kids
So
are
you're
stupid.
so Dave, what you're telling me is Luke can fucking unscrew the doorknob from the door and at your house, but he can't fucking like put a square peg in a square hole?
Yes, he can, because Luke is 6 years old, almost 7. But Grogu is the equivalent of like a 3-year-old.
And I think that's the part that I'm having an issue with, is the fact that even though Grogu at this point
It's like almost 50.
is almost 50, the life expectancy of his people are
Like 1,000
900.
years. Yeah.
It's like I researched this 900 years.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just trying to figure out, like, what kind of training does that involve, like a 2-year-old?
Dude, I don't know. But
Okay.
the point is,
That was what
an
it's an issue. It's a valid point.
This kid is at best, like 5 years old, right? Equivalent.
Yes.
But he's probably slightly younger than that. He's probably closer to like 4 and change.
You wouldn't even trust your 5-year-old to make a peanut butter jelly sandwich.
No.
This guy was getting trained by Jedi Masters.
When they say trained, like, dude, what is your definition of trained? Because I feel like y'all are getting hung up on trained because you feel like they're throwing this kid a lightsaber and like they're like, all right, I'm gonna shoot lasers at you and you're gonna dodge them and you're gonna reflect them back to me. Like,
Look,
No, like,
3-year-olds old or not, he's got a 4 million midi-chlorian count.
do we actually
Okay.
know it's 4 million or you just made that up?
He's not your typical 3-year-old fucking kid, Dave.
No, he's not. He can use the fucking force. That makes him pretty not typical.
Okay, well, can this motherfucker just help the Mando out every once in a while versus just eating eggs and stealing the fucking knob off his shifter? Can he
and
be
eat
useful?
aliens- eating aliens out of pods.
You know what?
What?
Not every show has a Michael Burnham that can do everything and solve every problem. Okay,
Brother, if Michael Burnham was on this show, it'd be infinitely better.
no, because Michael Burnham would be Baby Yoda. She'd be the central character in the show.
She'd be like, yo, Mando, shut up. You're
Yeah.
doing it wrong.
He'd be like, Burnham? And then that's it. No, anyway, what other problems y'all got? I have none. I have 0. I thought this episode was the best episode of the season.
Okay, well, I don't have any more issues. but
Good.
I do have some questions.
Does this bleed
Now-
into predictions or what is this?
Yeah, we're going into predictions. I mean, unless you got, nobody had any more issues.
Nope.
Okay, so here's my thing. Do we? And I asked you of this earlier, Dave, when we talked on the phone, but then I wanted to elaborate on it because I wanted to give you the full context of what I'm thinking. So I'm going to ask both of you. Do you think Ahsoka Tano lied to the Mandalorian?
No.
Now, she is after Thrawn. Now, if we're to believe that she got the info she needed from the magistrate, why would she want to be saddled with a child that would only slow her, at this point, 5-year journey? If we want to go to the backstory on this, this is one of her friends was possibly captured by Thrawn at the end of the show Rebels. And if this person by the name of Ezra is still alive, then Thrawn either has him or knows what happened to him.
Yep. Correct.
So in that context, even after she agreed to take the child, if Mando helped her take the city back, she still reneged on that deal.
Yeah.
So do you think after getting the information from the magistrate that she just went to Mando is like, look, I'm not dealing with this shit. You need to handle it. I know I promised you, but I got more important fish to fry.
I mean, she was already apprehensive about like him having any training at all in the beginning. Like she didn't really. I mean, she made it clear from the start that she really
wasn't going to train him.
Yeah, she didn't. She was not interested.
She said what needed to be heard to move along the story.
Basically, yes. So I mean, and we all know that there's no way Grogu and Mando are ever getting separated again, like permanently.
Yeah,
in this show's history, they're done. I don't know if their original plan was to have them be a tag team
couple,
but they're forever going to be tag team champions now. Like they're done. Like that is the show. Because it's like whatever the last episode of this series ends up being, it's going to be Grogu leaving Mando permanently. That's going to be the last episode in some whatever capacity, that ends up being.
I'm not disagreeing with you.
But as far as her lying, I mean, it's however you want to interpret it. I don't think she lied, but that's just me.
I think she totally lied to him. Gave him a guilt trip, too.
Oh, maybe.
You know, he looks at you like a father. And Mando's like, I don't give a fuck. And she's like, if you leave him here, he's going to be hurt that you left. And, you know, he could go down this dark side. And Mando's like, I still don't care.
I mean, I don't really remember this conversation happening, but, you know.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's how it happened.
Okay.
All right. So we know that Moff Gideon is tracking the ship. So we know Moff Gideon knows where he's at. So, I mean, is Moff Gideon going to roll up to him on Tython?
Probably.
Here's the other issue. What takes so long? If you're already tracking the ship and as soon as it parts, why are you not there?
They're letting it play out. Maybe he knows the Sakatano's there and doesn't want to fuck around with that.
Could be.
Maybe.
Could be.
I mean, there's some other things in here, Dave, that we want to discuss, and that's the fact that in this we do learn that Baby Bob was saved from Coruscant.
Mm-hmm.
What are the implications here, Dave?
So
this is my other prediction.
Yeah, this is a prediction right here. So,
right.
And I think we will learn this season. I don't know. I can't say we'll learn it next episode, but I think we'll learn it this season, hopefully, or we never learn it. But I'm hoping we learn it this season.
So, do we want to just go with this hot take, Dave?
Yeah, I have a hot take. So, breaking it down without getting into it too, I don't want to take everyone's time. So I'll be brief. So we know that Grogu was being trained on Coruscant by the Jedi Masters there. We know that he was rescued after or during, right before Order 66 happened, where it was the Jedi slaughter, right? All the Jedi were slaughtered around the galaxy. And so that means that somebody who was on Coruscant at the time had to either, right when the shit started going down, they were there and available, and they felt compelled to rescue him specifically. Because we know from Revenge of the Sith, Episode 3, that when Anakin, Lord Vader at the time, goes in where the younglings are, they aren't protected by, there's nobody else. It's just the younglings.
Yeah.
So
and fuck those kids.
So it seems like they didn't know. They're like, Master Skywalker, what's going on? And then they get fucking annihilated, right?
Exactly.
They get destroyed. So I get the impression that those kids didn't have any clue of what was happening, right? So I feel like Baby Yoda, Grogu, was rescued prior to that. Now, there's only a few people that would have been able to react to that. There was a librarian who was at Coruscant at the time, who was a Jedi, who could have been available to help rescue Grogu. But there's another Jedi that there's the one I'm betting on.
You and me have saddled a horse to.
Yeah, I'm stuck on it. I have convinced myself it's happening. So there was a Jedi there that would have known that the shit was going down. Okay.
Mace Windu.
Only one.
Mace Windu.
That's right.
That's my fucking prediction.
It's a sweep. So because
the science, Dave.
Go to the science.
I mean, look, Jon Favreau and Sam Jackson, bro. They've made lots of movies together, dude. They're super tight.
They are super tight. They probably would have discussed this at some point, I assume. Even if it's just for fun, right?
Cameo.
Yeah, George Lucas and Sam Jackson are on record at both saying that they believe Mace Windu survived that fall out of the window.
Or should have.
Yeah. So basically what happens, going back to that time, Mace Windu's about to fucking basically end like 6 movies from happening. And then Anakin's like, no, my box office, and just kills him, or cuts his arm off, and we see Mace Windu, get zapped and fall out of the window, or get thrown basically, and we hear him screaming on the way down. So we know that he was not dead when he was falling down.
Dave, what is the rule?
The rule
that you don't see him die on screen, they ain't dead.
Yes, and Star Wars has already done it twice in the last 5-6 years. They've already presented it twice where someone has fallen into something and survived. So, spoilers, Darth Maul, who was cut in fucking half in episode 1. He lived, and that's canon now. If you saw the terrible Solo movie, he's in the post-credit scene. He's alive. He's half a robot. He was also in Clone Wars, the cartoon show, which is canon. He's alive there.
Who was another main character that got thrown down a shaft?
Boba Fett.
Oh, yeah.
Who they just fucking brought back from the dead.
He fell into a Sarlacc.
Yeah, but another character, pretty big name. You might have heard of him.
Big deal.
The Emperor was fucking hurled by Darth Vader down a shaft, and it fucking exploded, and the whole Death Star blew up. But he survived, and you saw him. I am all the Sith, and then he got fucking X-Factored by Rey with the dual lightsabers. So yeah. So look, those are 3 people. Actually 3 bad guys, now that I think about it. That all were 100% you knew these people are dead. They're gone. They can't survive. It's impossible. And they're all alive.
And we're just talking about Mace Windu, who only had his hand cut off. Half the people in the show had their hand cut off.
Yeah, he had his hand cut off and he was laser zapped. But he was a fucking, he was at the top of the Jedi. He's a Jedi fucking master. He bested Palpatine, who, at that point was at, near peak of his power. And he was, defeated in one-on-one combat. Fucking Yoda couldn't even do that. So, Mace Windu was a real shit. He was the real shit. So, I 100% think that when we get to Tython and fucking Grogu reaches out with the Force, that
Mace is gonna roll up with his purple lightsaber.
Oh, I think.
Yep.
Jason, what do you think? I'm not gonna steal your thunder. What do you think?
I think that in order to save the show as far as what would happen going forward, I don't think you can have a physical Mace Windu there.
Yeah.
So I believe that he survived the fall, got Baby Yoda out, and then had maybe died at a later point, and during the 5 or 6 years or 20 years it's been since that point of time. But I think we could get a Force Ghost.
I agree. I think a Force Ghost, because that will be nice and neat, because then you don't have to deal with. You don't have to deal with Grogu having to potentially. You don't have to deal with the same thing you just dealt with Ahsoka Tano, where Mando's trying to dump Grogu onto someone else. You just get a Force Ghost, and I think it freaks Mando out big time initially.
What do you think, Josh?
Look, I like everything you're saying. I think there's going to be some version of Mace Windu showing up. I don't know if it's. I mean, look, we've seen Sam Jackson being some terrible things before, so it's not outside. It's not outside the realm of possibility that he'll come and be a cast member on the show. I'm not saying this thing is terrible. I'm just saying he's done things way worse than this.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean he's doing, Citibank commercials right now.
Yeah. So, it wouldn't shock me if he came and
One or whatever.
Yeah, it wouldn't shock me if he came to be a regular cast member. But I think you're probably more. That's probably more correct. Is some sort of a Force Ghost thing. So I'm looking forward to seeing it though.
Well, I just feel like that would be the best way to keep, little Billy with Mando going forward, instead of him being dropped off, to a physical formed, Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm a bad motherfucker.
Yeah. But you know what? Hey, if we get like an old Mace Windu that's alive, I mean, I'm not gonna turn that down.
Oh no, I wouldn't turn that down, because he could say that. Look, I'm too old for this shit. I mean, like, look, I'm 70 years old. The Baby Yoda needs like 500 years of training. Like, I'm gonna die here in the next 10. Like, you just need to go ahead and take him with you and train him to be a bounty hunter.
Yeah, something. I don't know. We'll see. But I do think Force Ghost is how you handle it. I think that would be. I think because then, yeah, I think you can do more with that.
I think it'll
be interesting to see. I mean, I'm looking forward to seeing the next episode.
Yeah, I can't wait. Do we have anything else, or is that it?
That's it.
I think that's it.
All right. Well, that's another podcast in the books. Awesome.
Thank God.
I know. Jason, you gotta fix. My prediction is you will fix your fucking computer before the next podcast.
I don't know. Let me shake the 8-ball here.
My prediction is that after this week, our podcast will come back out on time after the next set of podcasts.
Oh yeah. Possible. All
right.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here.
Let's get out of here. All right, guys. Take it easy.
Later.